Steps in, starts it. Crosby scores! At 12 seconds of the second period.
Hello and welcome to MegaHockey, the podcast, episode 8. How's it going? I'm Mega, as always, joined by Dottore. How's it going, Dottore?
And I'm doing great. How you guys doing? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, what's going on? Tell us in the comments. So this is gonna be our first of many weekly recaps. It's gonna be posted a bit late, so we're sorry about that. It's gonna be posted tomorrow. We're recording this on Wednesday. It's gonna be posted Thursday, so 11/13. Trying to take off. But anyway, we're gonna be recapping November 3rd, which was a Monday, all the way to November 9th, which is a Sunday, the entire week, from 3 to 9. We're just gonna be going over the scores, we're gonna be going over how that affected the standings, and we're going to be hinting at if anything changed, and Dot might go on a rant at the end, so stick around for that. But yeah, without further ado, do you think we should get started?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we start on Monday, November 3rd. On the first game, Maple Leafs 4-3 over the Penguins. Ben Kindle had 2 goals. That was his 5th goal. There, then we had the Blues 3-2 over the Oilers. The Canucks 5-4 over the Preds in OT. And the Kraken 3-1 over the Blackhawks. In regulation, of course. So, what are your thoughts about this day, Detroit?
Why don't you go for a couple days worth of scores, and then I'll share my thoughts because we'll get some proper context here.
So we got November 4th. There were a lot of games today. That day. Mammoths 2-1 over Sabres and OT. The Flyers 5-4 over the Canadiens in a shootout. The Bruins 4-3 over the Isles in a shootout. Hurricanes shutting out the Rangers yet again at home, 3-0. Stars 4-3 over the Oilers in a shootout. The Wild 3-2 over the Preds in OT. So a ton of OTs and shootouts in this one. Avalanche 3-2 over the Lightning. Golden Knights 1-0 over the Red Wings, and the Ducks 7-3 over the Panthers. Crazy 30 shots on goal. And then the Kings 3-0 over the Jets. I do another day.
Oh, just some thoughts about that day. The Rangers can't score at home up to this point still. Edmonton in all sorts of trouble. They can't defend to save their life. And then Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is very impressive. I think Tocchet has them playing really well. Zegras was an amazing pickup. Vladar 6-0 as of today. 2.18917. That is just amazing. So they're getting really great goaltending, and that's been a common theme that surprise teams in the league are the teams that are getting really good goaltending. Also, Chicago, Spencer Knight 6-1, 2.33926. Some metrics have him as the best goalie in the league right now. So that's just something to always look out for, like we talked about in the last pod. So you see these teams like Philly, like Chicago, like Seattle, they're getting good goaltending, and they're up the top of the standings.
Yes, now they go on to Wednesday. There are 5 games that day. On November 5th, first game, the Maple Leafs 5-3 over the Mammoth. Nothing really special about this one, but then the Caps destroying the Blues 6-1. And then the Flames 5-1 over the Blue Jackets. And then Blackhawks 5-2 over the Canucks. And Tyler Bertuzzi had 2 goals. That game, and Sharks 6-1 over the Kraken. A crazy feat.
Yeah.
Adam Celebrini is just totally on fire right now. He had 8 goals at that point.
Yeah, that rebuild is going a lot faster than people realized. And I mean, the Sharks are going to be flirting with a playoff spot this year. I don't know if they're going to get it, but they're going to be a lot closer than people think.
I was looking. Tyler Bertuzzi actually had 3 goals in that game. But yeah. Now I move on to Thursday. There were 9 games that day. And our first game, the Bruins 3-2 over the Sens in OT. The Blues 3-0 over the Sabres. Shutout. The Devils 4-3 over the Canadiens in OT. And then we had the Hurricanes 4-3 over the Wild. The Ends 5-3 over the Capitals. The Flyers 3-1 over the Preds. The Ducks 7-5 over the Stars. 2 7-goal games for them. The Lightning 6-3 over the Golden Knights, who I have to win the cup. And Panthers 5-2 over the Kings. So yeah, today, I mean, we're getting a lot of high-scoring games. The scoring is definitely up. Shout out to Corey Perry, halfway to 80. He has 6th goal of the season there. But yeah, just like five goals, 6 goals, 5 goals again, 7 goals, and then another 5 goals. The scoring is insanely high right now. What are your thoughts?
I think that the Devils in Montreal, I think that was a statement game. Those are two of the best teams in the East. I think what the Devils did with getting Markstrom was a template for what the Edmontons and the Torontos need to do. That was a huge pickup for them. New Jersey is such a scary team. They're so fast. They keep coming at you. The power play is so good. And now that they have the goaltending, they've elevated themselves to probably top 5 in the league, cup contender. That's really the template. That's what other teams should look at and think about doing, because it's just completely elevated New Jersey. Panthers beat the Kings. Panthers are coming back. That's as we predicted, right? They're not going to stay down for long, and so they're going to be scary all year, even though the record's not great.
Yeah, so and then we move on to Friday. There are 4 games today, so not a lot stuff, but you did get a couple of matchups. So let's get in. So we shall get into this. So the Rangers 4-1 over the Red Wings. They can score away. They can score not at home, but they can't score at home. Wild 5-2 over the Isles. The Blackhawks 4-0 over the Flames. 2 great games for them, and the Sharks 2-1 over the Jets. So great game also for them. Do you have any thoughts about this?
Which was a big win for the Sharks. Calgary, man, I just feel really bad for them. I mean, that's a franchise that they might be the worst team in hockey, and also I don't really see a lot of hope there. Dustin Wolf, yes, absolutely. It seems like I don't know what Huberdeau's deal is with his contract, but if they could move him, they're gonna have to start rebuilding. I mean, they got nothing, and their biggest hope now is to get McKenna. Really, quite honestly, they are just kind of hopeless there. The Rangers, it's just an odd thing with their home and road split. I imagine it evens out. It has to, but it's just so odd to start the season to be so good on the road and so awful at home.
Yeah, and then now we enter Saturday. So there were 13 games today, so obviously I've got to cover a lot of them. Okay, so the Devils 2-1 over the Pens in the shootout. The Senators 3-2 over the Flyers in OT, and the Stars 5-4 over the Preds in regulation. Then we had the Bruins 5-3 over the Leafs in regulation. We had the Canadiens 6-2 over the Mammoth. Lightning 3-2 over the Caps. Islanders shutting up. The Rams getting shut out at home again, 5-0 to the Islanders, and Hurricanes 6-3 over the Sabres. Kraken 4-3 over the Blues in OT. Avalanche 9-1 over the Oilers. Makar monster game, just monster game. He had his 5th goal, and then he had his 6th goal. McKinnon with his McKinnon now has 14 goals. I believe he has 12 goals in that game. Makar 2 goals. It's just crazy. Scoring is really up right now. Canucks 4-3 over the Blue Jackets. Ducks 4-3 over the Golden Knights. OT and Sharks 3-1 over the Panthers. The Ducks and the Sharks were doing really well in these days. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Colorado. So one of the things that you want to look at when you evaluate how good a team is goal differential. Colorado's leading the league plus 25 in 17 games played. This is current, not where these scores are, but as of today. That's just insane. I mean, they are a wagon right now. McKinnon is just unstoppable. Makar is just amazing. And they look like they're running the same script that they ran to win the cup. I mean, they're just going to outscore everyone. And I know Edmonton has no defense, but you put 9 on them. Holy moly, that is a statement game. Utah's interesting to me. So Utah, let's get that back up here. Where was that one? I don't know.
There's at the top.
Where I'm saying. Yeah, so Utah loses to Montreal. And the thing with Utah is that they're falling back to earth here. They're obviously very exciting, and they're just a really young, fun team to watch. But when you look at their recent schedule, losses to Tampa, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and Edmonton, they had beaten some pretty soft teams early on, and they lost to some teams that are more solid. And so it's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on them and see, are they for real, or did they just pad the stats and get some points early in the season against some bottom teams, and now they're coming back to earth. Um, could be a learning experience for them, learning how to beat good teams. They'll get there. But I think that's really interesting. Montreal is very interesting as well. So we talked last time about how I think they're one of the most exciting teams in the league, top of the division, one of the best teams in hockey. But I think there are some red flags here. So going back to that goal differential, they're only +6. And when you look at the other top goal differential teams in their respective divisions, we have Colorado +25, Carolina +14, Anaheim +14. +6, you can see how that's not quite holding up. Another thing with Montreal, they have 5 overtime wins. They have 10 wins, but 5 came in OT. They have Caulfield. He's amazing in overtime. Don't get me wrong, but OT is kind of a coin flip. And so one could make the argument that Montreal is not really as good as their record indicates, just like Utah perhaps is not as good as their record indicates, but Montreal beats Utah in this game. So those are some things I was looking out for.
Yeah, so we have all of that for Saturday. Now we move on to our last day, which is Sunday. We had 8 games that day. We started off Blackhawks absolutely destroying the Red Wings 5-1. Bedard. Just the entire Blackhawks team really though, but Bedard, he has 9 goals. Bertuzzi has 9 goals. The offense is flying for these guys. Kingser 2 over the ends. Hurricane 5-4 over the Maple Leafs. Senators 4 over the Mammoth. Stars 2-1 over the Kraken. Wild 2-0 over the Flames. Avalanche 5-4 OT over the Canucks, and the Ducks 4-1 over the Jets. So the Ducks dominated the Jets 2 times. Beckett Seneca really putting the work in here. He's got 6 goals as of Sunday. Yeah, that's crazy. So what do you think our last day?
Well, going back to Seneca, I think he's a dark horse Calder candidate. 11 points for a rookie. He's right there with Demidov and Schaefer. We talked last time about how it would be Demidov and Schaefer for the Calder, and I thought Demidov would win it because I think Schaefer's minutes are going to get limited as he proceeds, given his age and lack of experience. Seneca, I mean, Anaheim is so fun and so exciting. I mean, Anaheim should send a gift basket to the Rangers for Trouba and Kreider, who have something like 13 goals already when the Rangers can't score at home. Also Carlson, he's got 26 points. He's up in the leaderboard here. Anaheim, Quenneville is obviously an amazing coach. I think Quenneville and Tocchet are in the running for the Jack Adams. If Quenneville wins, some in the hockey community are going to be up in arms based on what happened in Chicago. But you can't argue on the ice. This guy knows how to coach, and he's turned this team around so fast. It's really exciting. It's really impressive. My other thought about this is that, it's the year of the kids, right? We got Carlson, we got Macklin, we got Bedard. The kids are starting to take over, even though some of the older guys are having great seasons like Crosby and Malkin, Pasta, people like that. It's the kids. It's the changing of the guard. And I just think it's a really exciting time now in the NHL. There's never been more talent. You have these kids coming into their own. They're going to be up on the leaderboards. Then you have guys like Schaefer. You have guys like McKenna coming. You have these other guys coming up through the ranks. That really impressed me. So Seneca, yeah, dark horse Calder, because Anaheim just might rack up a ton of points, and so you never know how that's going to go. Some other things I thought about. I think Toronto is in a world of trouble. I mean, listen, I'm an Islander fan, so I really don't like Toronto to start with. That's a bias, but 65 goals allowed. Are you kidding me? They are not going to beat Colorado. They are not going to outscore their way to a championship. And the fact that they have not fixed this defense and this goaltending in years is just alarming. It's really a huge black mark on the GMs because no one's been able to fix it. I think Toronto is in a world of trouble, and I wonder if they're even going to make the playoffs this year, quite honestly. And if they don't make the playoffs, oh boy, there's going to be a meltdown over there. Interesting things when you look in the Pacific, you see Vegas as the 5th seed right now and Edmonton as the 6th seed. Very interesting. I expect that LA and Seattle probably falter a little bit and drop down, but They're keeping it competitive. The Sharks are going to be there. I think the West is going to be really exciting. It's going to be an exciting division. Mega and I went to the Isles Sharks game on the island because we wanted to see Mac and Misa, and I just love that team. I think there's so much promise and there's so much excitement, and they're doing the thing now. So I'm keeping my eye on that. I think it's going to be a really competitive race. It's going to be really exciting.
Updated Calder stats. Schaefer, 12 points in 16 games, 5 goals, 7 assists. Demidov, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points in 16 games, and Seneke, 11 points in 16 games, 6 goals and 5 assists. So really keeping it close here. I'm going to say some stuff in the league that is pretty interesting this season. Mostly win streaks. Colorado, they've won 4 as of Wednesday. Dallas has won 3 as of Wednesday. 0 as of Wednesday. Boston has won 7. Very good. And some other ones, losing streaks. The Maple Leafs have lost 3. Nashville and Calgary have both also lost 3 in a row, and Utah and the Red Wings have also lost 3 in a row. Chicago has also won 3 in a row.
I wonder if Nashville really starts selling off pieces. I don't know what Nashville's doing. Nashville to me is like Calgary. I have no idea. And kind of like Vancouver as well. I have no idea what they're doing. They're trying to go for it. They clearly don't have the pieces, but they're too good in the case of Vancouver and to some extent, a lesser extent, Nashville to completely tank. Nashville's pretty bad, of course, but they have some good players. I don't know what's going on with those two franchises. Boston, I have no idea what to make of them. They were bad. Now they won 7 in a row. I don't know. Geeky is crushing it, but I mean, who knows if he can keep that up all year. I have no idea. It's a wait and see. It's a very interesting team. We'll see what happens, but 7 in a row is very impressive, and it got them right up the standings here.
So now we're going. So now, you said that you wanted to go on a rant.
Yeah.
The viewers will finally get to see it. Everybody who's actually watched to about the 17-minute mark. So, let's let you do it.
So, I'm looking at social, and I'm watching and reading what people are saying about the league, and there's just some things that are jumping out at me. Most notably, this whole Noah Dobson trade from the Islanders to Montreal. First of all, both sides are getting way out of control with this. Montreal fans, okay? All I'm hearing is Dobson's been great. We won the trade. You don't trade a 70-point right-handed defenseman. He's amazing. Listen, it's been 16 games, all right? 16 games is not big enough of a sample size. We Isles fans, we've watched him for years. You guys are ignoring the years of data that we have. We know who Noah Dobson is. He's a 45-point defenseman who can't play defense. That's who he is. And I don't want to hear, oh, he's been great for us. There have been several incidents just when he was on Montreal that he completely blew coverage and led to goals. He's not a great defenseman, okay? Let's stop. I know, listen, Montreal is an iconic franchise. You're the Yankees of the NHL. Montreal is an amazing city. The fans are passionate, and the Montreal fans latch onto their players, which I think is cool. Let's chill a little bit, all right? Let's just chill. Noah Dobson is not all that. I'm glad that you guys are winning, but like I said earlier, I think there are some red flags there. Let's just cool it with the whole, we won this trade. Conversely, Islander fans, you guys need to chill, all right? First of all, you need to learn logic and think critically about this whole thing. How many times have I heard and seen, oh, the Islanders won the Dobson trade because we have Schaefer and Schaefer's better than Noah? That's irrelevant. Schaefer was not part of that deal. It doesn't matter what Schaefer does. Yes, from a team standpoint, the Islanders did well in that trade because we could replace Dobson, but that doesn't mean that we won the Dobson trade, number one. Number two, Emil Heineman. Yes, a throw-in on Montreal's side. He is turning out to be an excellent middle six guy. We have him on the top line, but he's probably a middle six guy, maybe a top six guy. Let's cool it. He's having a great start to the season. He hasn't scored 35 goals yet, guys. He may end up with 18 goals. We don't really know. Now, if he has 25 to 30 goals, we can start talking about how maybe the Isles won that trade. However, we're not talking about that yet because the 2 first-round picks haven't even made it to the show yet. What if those guys don't materialize? What if they both don't make it, right? Isles fans cannot sit here and say that we won the trade because we have no idea if we won the trade. As of now, it's a win-win. Both teams are doing well. Both teams are happy. both fans need to settle down. You guys need to both settle down and chill, all right? Be happy that your teams are doing well in their different areas. Montreal in the standings, the Isles with their rebuild and development. Let's cool it, all right? Second thing, Ranger fans, you guys also need to cool it. I'm sorry, how many times have I heard this rationalization about, oh, look, we know the Rangers can't score, right? They can't score. Now, the Rangers completely flipped their team where they used to be all scoring, no defense. Now they're a lot of defense and they're a very good defensive team. They can't score, right? And all I'm hearing when they hear about Kreider and Trouba is, oh, Kreider, well, you know, he's just a tip-in merchant and blah, blah, blah. He's got 9 goals. I don't care how he gets them. Those are 9 goals that your team desperately needs. The Trouba trade was a mistake. You guys, half of your fans acknowledge that and half of them are in denial. Your GM screwed up, all right? Let's stop rationalizing away how awful those 2 trades were for your franchise. And if you have any doubt, just look at the standings and look at how many times you guys got shut out at home. Fans, you need to chill. You need to be level-headed, and you need to think a little bit because you're making the other fans of your fan base look bad by your stupidity that comes out of your mouth when you post on Twitter and things like that.
Damn, that was crazy. Okay. Yeah, I'll just add some things. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people on a lot of YouTubers, they think that the Zalson trade was equal. And I fully agree with you that how the Rangers handled that situation. Definitely not the best trading away Kakko, Trouba, Kreider, just insane pieces of the franchise that were left, and apparently Kreider was hurt, so a very bad trade for them. But yeah, so that basically wraps up your weekly recap for MegaHockey. We'll be doing these hopefully every week, but the post dates might vary because it takes like a day to edit them. So Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even a Tuesday or Monday. But yeah, so that's your weekly recap for MegaHockey, and I hope you enjoyed the rant. Yeah.
See you guys
See you next time.